It's another Gettin Real with Ashleydawn. I am here and I want to talk to you about superpowers. I want to talk to you about maybe things that you don't realize are as big of a blessing as they are. My whole life, I have been told that I care too much, that I love too much, that my heart is too big, that I wear my heart on my sleeve, that, like, why are you so sensitive? I've heard that a lot in my life. Why are you so sensitive? You shouldn't be so sensitive. I'm here to tell you that being sensitive, caring, I know a lot of people, like, it's really popular right now to say that you're an empath or you're empathetic. That's a superpower. People have put me down a lot of my life for being too sensitive, for caring too much, for loving too much. But I just want to tell you, I have never regretted loving people too much. I have never regretted caring too much. Now, have I got my heart broke? Yeah, more times than I would like to admit. Have I got my heart broke in friendships when I have put more of myself into a friendship than they have? Yes, I have. Have I got my heart broke when I've put more into a relationship than the other person has? Yes, I have. But I have never regretted caring too much. I have never regretted being too sensitive. It's my superpower. I have the ability, and it's a gift and a blessing and a superpower, to love people all the way. Not halfway, all the way. I have an ability to be warm and inviting and kind and loving, even though I've been hurt, even though I've been burned, even though people have stomped all over my heart. I posted a thing on my Facebook a couple years ago, and it was a sunflower that had been stomped on. And I just said, flowers let go of their fragrance when they've been crushed, when they've been stepped on. And I may have been stepped on at different times in my life. May have been crushed and broken at different times in my life. But my flower still smells sweet. And in those moments of crushing, my perfume scents the environment. There are so many people that are cold and emotionally unavailable and are just seem heartless, right? They just don't care. They're just cold. They keep you at an arm's length. You're just far away. I don't ever want to be one of those people. God, please help me to never become one of those people. I never want to let the world. It says that a ship doesn't sink unless the water gets inside of it. I don't want my heart to have the world inside of it, in that I don't love people with kindness and with gentleness and with faithfulness. I want to have the fruits of the Spirit. I want to be soft. I want to be gentle. I want to hear from God. I want to love people the way God loves them. I don't want to be cold or rigid. I don't want to ever come off like I'm heartless or I don't care. I would rather care too much than not care enough. I would rather be fully emotionally available for the friendships and the relationships that come into my life than to push everyone away, than to have walls up, than to have my guard up so high that nobody can jump over it. Being sensitive is my superpower. Being kind is my superpower. Being thoughtful and compassionate and considerate is my superpower. And I want to tell you that it's yours too. It's yours too. I just left a graduation party for one of my incredible, amazing babies. She's not a baby anymore. She is a senior in high school, and she is graduated, and she is going to college, and her name is Gabby. And I have been teaching her since she was a little girl. She was in my preschool class, and her family is very special to me. I'm so grateful for them. One of her superpowers is that Gabby has always had a heart that looks out for the needs of others. She's always had a heart that was consistently looking to the heartbeat of others. She's selfless, she's kind, she's considerate, and she cares. And sometimes people have made her feel like she cares too much, but she doesn't. She is one of the most thoughtful and caring and generous girls that I've ever taught and that I've ever known. And I'm not just saying that because I love her. I genuinely mean that. She has been on pretty much every sports team in her school. And every single one of her teammates would say, she cares so much. You see her going up to her friends and praying with her friends and just being such a good role model and such a good representation of Jesus's love. And you say, well, where did she get that kind of love? Where did she become that way? How did she get that way? Well, her mom and dad are exactly the same way. They love people with an everlasting love. They care about people more than a lot of people that I know. They have some of the biggest hearts. Her mom and dad's name is, her mom is Jeanette and her dad is Danny. And they are two of the most selfless, loving, compassionate people. They're warm, they're inviting, they treat everyone like family. You feel the love of Jesus when you're around them. That's their superpower. That's their superpower. They're not rich, they're not famous, they don't have, their name in lights. But I will tell you that all of heaven rejoices in the way that they love people. I have been on this earth for 34 years, and I have met a lot of people. I have talked to a lot of people. I have felt love from a lot of people, and I have not felt love from a lot of people. And I will tell you, I have never regretted showing love to people. Even when they're unkind, even when they treat me poorly, even when maybe I go out of my way and it's not reciprocated. I have never regretted loving someone and showing kindness to someone. People ask me all the time, Ashleydawn, you were married. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you were married. And I tell them yeah, I was married. And they say, well, what happened? And I say, the person that I got married to didn't realize what marriage was. He didn't realize what a commitment. Oh, that's not good lighting. Let me switch this because I have some minutes to film this before I'm supposed to be at dinner with my friends. So I'm going to move so I have better lighting. But because that was harsh and the sun was right up in my eyeballs. But they ask me all the time, Ashleydawn, when he treated you that way, did you still love him? Yeah. Did you still show love to him? Oh, I bet you told him off. No, I didn't. I didn't tell him off. I wanted to, but I didn't. Oh, did that make you hard? Did that make you bitter? Did that make you hate all men? No, it didn't. I don't hate men. I don't hate him as much as he did to me, and as hurt as I felt from his words and his actions. He doesn't have the power to change me. He doesn't have the power to take my kindness and my gentleness and my thoughtfulness away, because he's not the one that gave it to me. God is the one that gave me my heart. He's the one that taught me how to love. So why on earth should I let somebody that didn't give me my heart and that didn't teach me how to love, teach me how not to love, teach me how not to care? I don't ever want my circumstances or my situations to harden my heart in such a way that I'm unable to love people, that I'm unable to invite people into my life. That lighting isn't much better. Oh well. I always want to have a soft heart. There's a song, I think it's by Ben Harper, and it's a warm heart in a cold world. I don't think it's by Ben Harper now that I say that. I think it's by somebody else. But I always want to have a warm heart. It's like when you're outside and you're in the cold and you come into a nice warm house. I want my heart to be like that. I want people that are hurting to feel the love of Jesus when they're around me. Regardless of the things that I went through, I never want someone to feel like I'm distant or they can't come to me. I always want them to know that they're loved. Yeah, I may get hurt. Yeah, I may wear my heart on my sleeve. But at no time do I regret that. At no time do I want to be hardened. It says in the Bible that Pharaoh's heart was hardened and he wouldn't let the people go, right? He was clinging to them. He was clinging to what he wanted. I never want my heart to become so hard that my friends don't feel safe with me, that they can't share things that hurt them, things that they care about. one of the greatest things I think that friendship offers is a safe place to come to, like a nice cozy couch that you kind of come over and you get comfortable and you just start talking. I love when my friends can open up and we can have some real heart-to-heart talks. I like when they feel safe enough to open up with me, that they trust that whatever they share with me isn't going to go anywhere else. I love that. But they wouldn't share that with me if my heart was hard. They wouldn't share that with me if I kept him at an arm's length. For all the people that maybe you're listening and you're like, Ashleydawn, oh my gosh, everyone always tells me that I'm too sensitive, that I care too much, that I'm too soft, that I get hurt too easy. And I'm not talking about like getting offended. Getting offended is a different thing. I'm talking about loving someone and it not being reciprocated and you getting hurt. I'm talking about going out of your way to show someone that you care and them not showing you that they care too. That's what I'm talking about. It's very different than being offended. And so if you care too much, right? Maybe you go out of your way to write cards and letters and encourage people and they never do that to you. It would be easy to get your feelings hurt and be like, well, they don't do it for me. I'm never doing it for them, right? Well, they treat me this way. I'm never treating them good again. Don't let somebody else's poor behavior harden your heart. Just because they didn't know how to love doesn't mean that they take the love that you have away. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes people push us away when we try to love them because they don't understand what that love looks like. Maybe they've been in toxic friendships. Maybe they've been in toxic relationships. Maybe they grew up in a toxic environment with their own parents and they didn't receive love from their own parents. So when a friend tries to come and show them what love is, when a friend cares about them, they get mad and they're like, why do you care so much? Why are you always doing nice things for me? Why do you want to get me gifts? Why do you want to write me letters? Why do you encourage me? Because they don't know what that's like. Don't let someone's sour attitude steal your sweetness. Don't let someone else dictate how you love others. Do you know what I mean? It would be so easy to let certain people change us in a way that makes us kind of hardened, that takes our soft heart and kind of takes it away. It would be so easy to say, you know what? I've shown this person that I care and they just keep pushing me away, so I'm just done. I'm not talking to him anymore. I'm not going to be there for him anymore. I'm just done. You know what? I don't want friends. I don't want friends anymore. If this is the way friends are going to treat me, then I don't want friends. It would be very easy to do that. Or if you've been in a relationship, maybe you're a guy. I know I have a lot of guy viewers. Maybe you're a guy and a girl has hurt you. Maybe you put your heart out there and you just did everything for her. Flowers, cards, candy, notes, flowers on her car at work, and bringing her lunch at work, or ordering her lunch, and taking her on dates, and going and watching the sunset, and listening to all of her favorite songs, or maybe making her a playlist for her to listen to, or maybe making something for her, cooking her dinner, and you're constantly, finding out things she likes, buying her favorite perfume, getting her little gifts to show her that you care, and she just doesn't care. Don't let that turn you sour to other future relationships. Don't let the actions of one girl make you hate all girls and be like, I'm done with girls. I don't want to deal with a girl anymore. I gave my heart to one and she didn't care. Or maybe you opened up and you shared your heart and she kind of stomped on it and she threw it away, right? And you're like, I'm going to protect my heart. I'm not going to let anyone get close to me anymore. Don't do that. Or maybe you're a girl and maybe you have sworn off guys and you're like, you know what? The last one I was with hurt me. He didn't treat me the way I deserved. He did the bare minimum. He never did anything for me. He never affirmed me. He never wrote me letters or cards. He never planned special dates. He never made me feel special. He didn't compliment me. He didn't listen to me when I talked. He didn't have conversations with me. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with all guys. Don't let one bad one spoil your life, right? Just because there's a bad apple, take that apple out, throw it in the trash, and get a new one. Don't let the actions of one sour person steal your sweetness. There are good girls out there that will not take advantage of you, that will not hurt you, that will not stomp all over your heart. There are good guys out there that won't stomp all over your heart, that actually will put forth effort, that will pursue you, that will know what a treasure you are, that'll know how special you are, that you won't have to convince them that you're special. They'll know it because they see it. Maybe it's not a relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe your friends have hurt you. Maybe they've taken advantage of you. Maybe, you always drive, or you always pay, and you're always the one calling them, and you're always the one texting them, and you're always the one planning things. And you're like, friendships go two ways. Like, where are you at? Not all friends are the same. Maybe it's your family. And in your family, people have hurt you. Do not let someone else not loving you keep you from not loving others. And if you are extremely sensitive, extremely empathetic, extremely compassionate, don't ever let anyone make you feel less than. Don't ever make anyone make you feel like you're not special. Because guess what? That is special. It is special that you can love people with that capacity. It is special that you have a heart that can contain that much love in it. That you can love others all the way. That you can love others with every ounce of yourself. That is beautiful and that is magical. There are very few people in the world that love people like that. Unconditional love, that they don't have to do everything right and you still love them. That you don't have rules and regulations. Well, you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to do this and then I'll love you. You just love. That is your superpower. Don't ever let anyone discredit you or make you feel less than. Or make you feel like you need to stop caring so much, or harden your heart, or stop letting God use you in that way. It's a superpower that you can love that much. It's a superpower that you can get hurt and still love. That you can endure and still love. That you can overcome and still love. That you can persevere and still love. That you can fall down and you can get back up. That is a superpower. That is beautiful. It is beautiful to see someone loving others the way that Jesus asks us to. John 13:34, a new commandment I give you. You must love one another just as I have loved you, so that you must love one another. Love comes from Jesus. And the more that we show love to others, the more we're showing the characteristics of Jesus. The more we're showing the heartbeat of Jesus. So don't ever feel bad that you show the love of Jesus. Don't ever feel soft or feel weak. That's another thing people have told me, oh, you're weak. If you love people like that, you're showing them that you're weak. No, I'm actually very strong. I'm actually very strong. Because I allow people to not love me, and I still love them. It takes a strong person not to give back to others what they're giving to you. It takes a strong person not to retaliate, not to pay back evil for evil, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, right? That's Old Testament stuff. It takes a very strong person to look someone in the eye, even after they've hurt them, and say, you know what, I still love you, and I'm still going to pray for you, and I'm still going to wish you the best. I'm not going to ask God to punish you. I'm not going to ask God to hurt you, because that's not who I am. I'm going to ask God to bless you. Because if you're not receiving the love that I'm giving you, there's something broken within you. And I'm going to pray that He heals that, so that the next person that comes into your life that wants to show you God's love, that you can receive it. Because that's what it is. When people push you away, and when they maybe mistake your kindness for weakness, or your love or your sensitivity towards the things of God, they're not saying that your love isn't beautiful. They're saying they don't know how to receive it. Because somewhere in their life, the person that was supposed to love them didn't. And so it shocks them when somebody that doesn't have to love them does. Loving people is your superpower. Caring is your superpower. Don't let anyone make you feel like it's not, because it is. Love people. Love them, love them, love them, and never stop loving them. And if somebody hurts you, you can distance yourself and you can love them from afar. You can pray for them. You can ask God to bless them. But never let, as Leanne Womack would say, and I hope you dance, never let some hell-bent heart make you bitter. when you come close to selling out, reconsider. Those 2 lines I keep in the back of my head at all times. Just because somebody else doesn't want to love doesn't mean I'm not going to. Just because somebody hurts me doesn't make me want to hurt others. When someone hurts me, it makes me feel sad for them, and it makes me want God to show them what love is and to help them stop hurting people. God's given me compassion. That's a gift that comes after going through some stuff. I would never want people to feel the hurt that I've felt. So when I'm hurt, I show them love and I show them kindness. And is it easy? No. Sometimes I want to snap people's necks. But I take a little moment and I ask God to help me not be mean. I ask God to help me not give them back what they're giving to me. I never want to reflect the enemy. I never want to reflect somebody evil or mean or hateful. I always want to reflect the heartbeat of Jesus. I always want to reflect God's love to everybody that I meet. And some days I'm going to miss it and I'm going to make a mistake. And when I do, I'm going to apologize and tell them that I'm sorry. But I always want to show God's love. I always want to show the beauty of Christ to people. I want them to feel Jesus's love based on my words and actions. And like I said, I mess up sometimes. But I'm not going to apologize for caring. I'm not going to apologize for loving, and neither should you. If you are able to love people, regardless of what they do to you, regardless of how you feel, I've had some really crummy days where I haven't felt like loving people, where I haven't felt like helping people. But guess what? I know what it's like to need love and not get it. I know what it's like to need help and not get it. I never want to put that on somebody else. I never want somebody else to feel like that. I want everybody that I meet to feel loved. I want every broken person that I meet to feel less broken because of the love that I show them. And that love doesn't come from me. That love comes from Jesus. And that's my superpower, that I do care too much, that I do love too much, that I am too sensitive. That's my superpower. And if you're too sensitive, if you care too much, if you've got too big of a heart, if you've got big heart muscles, that's your superpower too. Don't ever let anyone stop you from loving the way God created you to love. You are seen, you are celebrated, and you are loved. And I'm proud of you for loving others the way Jesus shows us. I hope this encourages you, and I hope it reminds you to love and to love and to love more, to walk in love every day of your life. And when you get hurt, forgive them, but don't let it make you bitter. Don't let it make you resentful. Don't let it harden your heart. Let it soften your heart. Right? There was a thing that I saw a couple years back when I was really going through a lot and working through some forgiveness with my ex. And it said the same boiling pot of water hardens the egg, but softens the potato. It's the same pot, same boiling water, but it depends what you put inside. You put a soft potato in it, or you put a hard potato in it, that water's going to soften it. You put a soft egg in it, the water's going to harden it. The circumstance is the same, but the outcome is different. Why? Because what you put in. We all are in some hot boiling water. And you get to decide if you're going to let that hot boiling water make you hard, or if you're going to let it make you soft. And I know the world says, don't be soft, don't be soft, don't be soft. But I'm telling you the opposite. Be soft. Be compassionate. Care. Have a heart. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry at movies. It's okay to cry at music. It's okay to cry when you're happy. It's okay to cry when you're sad. Personally, I think crying is beautiful. I think rain is beautiful. Rain helps flowers grow. And I truly believe that our tears help our soul grow. Sometimes we just build up and build up and build up, and when we cry, it's a release and we let it out. We don't hold it anymore. I just want to encourage you. Your softness is beautiful. Your sensitivity is beautiful. The way that you love is beautiful. The way that you care is beautiful. Don't ever water yourself down because the people around you don't understand or appreciate the love within you. You are seen, celebrated, and loved. I love you, but more importantly, God loves you. I hope this encouraged you, and I'll see you in the next one.